Hello, this is John D. Callahan. Considering your ancestors, did you ever realize or stop to think that if we consider a generation to be 25 years, then 25 years ago, there were two ancestors, your mother and your father. 50 years ago, or two generations, you had four ancestors, your parents' parents, and so forth. It is an exponential function of the power of two as you go back in time, considering the number of your ancestors. Therefore, 100 years ago, you had four generations, 2 to the fourth, you have 16 ancestors. 200 years ago is 8 generations, you have 2 to the 8, or 256 ancestors. Now, because it is an exponential function and increases so rapidly, 500 years ago, there were 20 generations. Again, 500 years is 5 centuries, and every century is 4 generations, because 25 goes into a century 4 times. So 500 years ago, you have 20 generations, 2 to the 20th, approximately 1 million ancestors. If you go back 700 years ago, which is approximately the time of the Black Plague, it is 28 generations, or 2 to the 28th, or approximately 300 million ancestors. And that happens to be the approximate world population. So in other words, 700 years ago, or approximately the time of the Black Plague, every person on earth would contribute to your existence, or in other words, would be your ancestor, if there were no interbreeding, obviously. Now, obviously, there is interbreeding, and there are isolated populations. I happen to come from Italy. My grandfather came from Sicily in 1910, and some other of my relatives came from the Naples area in Italy. So that means that I am almost certainly related to one of the Roman empires, if not more than one of the Roman empires. Because as you go back further in time, you can see how quickly the number of your ancestors saturates, and obviously there must be interbreeding. And if you come from, say, England, you almost certainly are related to one of the English kings. So concerning the question, who is your ancestor? Almost everyone within your isolated population or the area of the earth that you came from, almost everyone within that interbreeding population is your ancestor as you go back in time several hundred years. Thank you.